Now, it's not just Iran, but the entire world is bracing for a potential Israeli retaliation against Iran. But US President Joe Biden is still hopeful that we can avoid an all-out war in the West Asian region. Biden also said that he will not negotiate in public when asked if he had urged Israel not to attack Iran's oil facilities. Now, earlier, Biden had said he was discussing possible Israeli strikes on Iranian oil sites in retaliation for Tehran's missile barrage on Israel, in comments that quickly sent oil prices spiraling on Thursday.
What are the plans to allow Israel to strike back against Iran?
First of all, we don't allow Israel, we advise Israel, and there's nothing going to happen today. We'll talk about that later.
Will there be Americans?
However, uncertainty looms large over the region as the world waits for Israel's response to Tehran's massive missile assault. The US recognizes that Israel will retaliate after the attack, but Washington is working to shape that response, cautioning against targeting Iran's nuclear facilities. Despite offering support for a counterstrike, the US is wary of a broader conflict and is urging restraint in choosing targets. President Biden, after consulting G7 leaders following Iran's launch of some 200 ballistic missiles towards Israel, set a clear boundary for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The message is clear: retaliate, but avoid an escalation that could spiral out of control. Moreover, the head of the EU's foreign and security policy, Josep Borrell, also made a strong call for nuclear facilities not to be targeted in the conflict.
El primer mensaje que quiero pasar hoy es la firme petición, exigencia de la Unión Europea para que no se ataquen instalaciones nucleares. La Unión Europea ha estado siempre en una posición firme con respecto al ataque a cualquier instalación nuclear en el mundo. Esta ha sido nuestra posición en Ucrania o en Rusia cuando esta posibilidad se ha presentado.
Having dealt a significant blow to Hezbollah in Lebanon by killing its leader last week and weakening Hamas in Gaza, concerns are that Netanyahu could see this moment as an opportunity to further undermine Iran. The possibility of striking deep into Iranian territory, potentially hitting nuclear sites, is also seen as a real and dangerous temptation. All right, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani sends us this report from New York.
Tensions between Israel and Iran are escalating, causing U.S. crude oil prices to jump 8% this week. U.S. President Joe Biden made an assurance that Israel would not be attacking Iran on Thursday. However, U.S. officials continue to remain tight-lipped about future plans. The U.S. is advising Israel to exercise restraint. President Biden emphasizing that America advises rather than dictates Israel's actions. The situation nonetheless remains volatile, with concern about not only oil supply disruption, regional conflict escalation, but also global economic impact as well. Iran has warned of a quote-unquote unconventional response if attacked, while the U.S. does seem to seek to limit Israel's response. It's yet to be seen whether or not Israel would take heed. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.